Okay, so as you know, the Career Coach is really passionate about sustainability and marine conservation. So this month we're doing a vlog series on sustainability, and I would like to welcome Lauren. She's our guest for today, and her handle on Instagram is called The Green Stew. And Lauren has been doing some amazing things on board her yacht. So she's going to tell us a little bit more about it. So welcome, Lauren. And my first I think question to you was, when did you start developing a passion for green products per se?
Well, hi, thank you. I think I've always had a passion for, the environment. Growing up in New Zealand, it's part of our culture, which we've been very lucky with. I think being in this industry and with a growing awareness of kind of the waste and the pollution and everything that we see on the internet and social media, I think it's hard to not see what effects we're having. But I think for me it was just witnessing what we see as we sailing on the oceans, the countries we visit and the beaches we go to. It's a real eye-opener to see, once you're out of New Zealand and out of some countries, it's an absolute shock. So I think it was just a growing level of frustration, and also feeling quite helpless in the situation. And it kind of got to the point where either I could bury my head in the sand or take action. And I think the defining moment for me was when I realized that there were, small steps I could take to make different. Oh, sorry, it's the anchor.
What it sounds like is you have coming from New Zealand, and then I'm assuming New Zealand is well kept, and going on your travels, you've become very aware of the pollution issue, and you were saying that you felt quite helpless about it, and that's where it ignited a passion for you, where you felt driven and motivated to create a change. So what is it? What did you see? What have you seen that's been so concerning to you?
I mean, I think it's was a gradual build-up. I mean, I've witnessed, plastic floating in the oceans. I've witnessed, beaches with a lot of plastic washed up on them and pollution. We've seen animals, caught up in fishing lines and all sorts of different things, which can come as a great shock, and being in this industry, we're able to see all of that. And I think it just got to the point, where, you have that choice whether you can bury your head in the sand and be quite detached, or you can take action. And I think a lot of people can feel quite helpless, unless they're doing something very radical, joining a really radical movement or protesting against it. But just the realization that there's small changes we can make in our everyday lives, small changes can make huge differences, and it's something we can implement immediately. It's something that can be done straight away in your everyday life, changes of habits, and that can make a big difference. So I think that's what sparked me to kind of want to do that in my own day-to-day practices on board on my own boat, and also to inspire others to do the same.
Okay, amazing. So what changes have you implemented on board?
So on board, I think the first thing I did was, all we did as a crew was to create an eco-conscious culture as such on board. I think that was really important to, get people talking, get people passionate, get people excited about, recycling, sustainability, and also why we're doing what we're doing and why we're making the changes. So first of all, that was something we did. And then second of all was to implement the changes, just small little things that can be done. And it didn't happen overnight, it was little things. And, it sometimes can be met with a little resistance. I think in this industry, a lot of people are stuck in their traditions and their, old way of doing things. There's been procedures and protocols passed down from crew to crew, captain to captain, chief stew to chief stew. So sometimes, you know, you can be met with a little resistance when it comes to change. But if you're providing awareness, you know, if people are aware of why they're doing something and the profound impact it can have, they're much more likely to jump on board. And yeah, no, we've managed to implement a lot of changes. I think one of the biggest things was we switched to completely chemical-free cleaning products on board. So that was a big change, you know, to kind of make the shift from and let go of your, you know, your trusted favorites that maybe you've used for years, you know, your bed sprays and your certain cleaning products that are just kind of the go-to, and realizing that there are, you know, simple natural alternatives, and some you can even make yourself that work just as good, if not better. And, you know, not only for the environment and for the guests, but for us as well, you know, breathing in something that's not harmful is always good. We have made a lot of changes with switching to reusable products, and that has dramatically reduced our one-use plastic waste. Things like reusable Ziploc bags, refillable drink bottles for guests and crew, reusable coffee cups, and even something as simple as, you know, realizing that we didn't have to line our waste paper baskets with plastic bags. So, you know, something so small like that, we cut out, and, you know, it's just paper, so you can throw it straight in the recycling. And that was a huge dramatic change, you know, at least 4 or 5 plastic bags a day that we were taking and throwing in the trash instead of just emptying a bin. So just small changes, and realizing, you know, it can sometimes be a little bit more time consuming at first to kind of get into that routine, but once you get going and the snowball effect starts to happen, I think it becomes the norm, and people get really excited about it. Yeah, we've gone the next level with a lot of our recycling. You know, there's always obviously the basic recyclings, but we've implemented using like recycling Nespresso pods. I know they're very common in the industry, and, you know, just collecting those up and trying to recycle them sustainably. And also, recycling ink cartridges, you know, that sort of thing, using recycled paper for printing. Yeah, lots of little things that we've kind of changed on board, and that I'm very proud and happy to see.
That is awesome. So there's 2 questions I'd like to ask you. First of all is, how do you deal with the resistance? And my belief would be through education to get people on board.
Yes.
So yeah, what would the resistance look like, and how would you deal with it?
Well, like I said, I think a lot of people are stuck in their traditions, and I think sometimes it can be hard to teach an old dog new tricks, so to speak. So I think it was important to understand that everybody comes from different backgrounds, you know, different cultures and different levels of education when it comes to environmental awareness. So to realize that, and to realize, you know, everyone does have a good heart at the end of the day. It's just sometimes that lack of education and understanding. So bringing about that culture, bringing about that awareness, and, you know, just gentle reminders, and just explaining, you know, let's Google together how to recycle this thing. You know, we're all in this together. We're all asking questions, you know, we're all excited about it. It's something that we can all do together. So I think that was a really good way. And, you know, a lot of sticky notes. Sticky notes are great for stewardesses, you know, little reminders here and there, but just making it a friendly, happy kind of environment, instead of just putting in these new set of rules that people don't understand why or how or why they should be doing them. But, you know, just bringing awareness, and you're right, education is key.
Yeah. So how did the heads of departments take it?
Yeah, I think it can be tricky. I think a lot of people in this industry are very afraid to stick their head out or rock the boat, so to speak. I think it's come to the time now more than ever where we kind of we have to speak up. There's nothing else to do. And just with the heads of departments, I was very lucky that, you know, our captain and our owners are very aware and very obliging to this sort of change.
Wonderful.
But just coming with the facts, coming with the facts and the information. And I mean, who can really turn down, such a thing when it could have such profound impacts on the environment? And also, just explaining and just doing it in a friendly manner, and just small changes, not wanting to come in and say, hey, let's switch everything up tomorrow, but saying, how about this? How about if today, I mean, maybe I took a lot of it on myself, and I was the one saying, look, I'm going to do this change, but don't worry, I'll be the one to help you along, and I'll take this recycling out and split it for you. And just making it easy is always good for some people. I think it can be a bit daunting to kind of change something all of a sudden. So just making it easy, simple, and that really helped.
That's fantastic. And for crew who are looking to embrace the green concept on board, it can be quite overwhelming. To, like, for example, what you've just described, there's so many little things that can make that big difference. How does one begin? Where's the starting point?
I think it begins with kind of putting on some eco-conscious lenses, seeing your environment in a different light, in a green light, like just looking around and noticing, hang on a minute, we do this, and we put something in this Ziploc and then we throw it away the next day. Just thinking, I can reuse this Ziploc, I can use a container, just becoming aware of little things that we do that we don't even think of. And I think a lot of it's to do with efficiency and ease, and nobody wants to take the time, because time, as we know, is very precious in this industry. So I think just realizing it can be a small little habit, and just knowing that they can make a difference, and there are things they can implement themselves. Us as the little people can be the ones to make the change. So just having that awareness and realizing there are things we can do. It doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to be, out of, completely radical sort of thing. It can just be as simple as not using a Ziploc so many times, or using a metal straw instead of a plastic one. It's very, very easy.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. So if you had to think about your future, because obviously what it sounds like, you're really focused on your yacht and the culture on board, and doing whatever it takes to be green. What would your hopes be for the future, from a vision point of view? That makes sense.
I think, I hope that one day, I think at the moment luxury kind of comes at the price of the planet. It's kind of seen as, a throwaway mentality that we have. Everything must be new and fresh and, replaced so often. So I think it's just realizing, and hopefully, that sustainability and luxury can be hand in hand. I think, if we all make these small changes, and if one person on every boat made a change, and then two people, and then just we as a crew made a difference, and we inspired the rest of the industry, it could be a huge movement, and I know a lot of people are making such big changes as it is with these new boats coming out, and the collecting of the garbage and the beach cleanups, and it's amazing. And I just hope that we keep moving forward at this rate, and we all do our part, and we all chip in. And I think as an industry, we have a unique opportunity to kind of spread the word. We're widespread, we travel, we go all over the globe, so we can use it as an advantage to, not only inspire change as an industry, but also inspire change, in different countries and different cultures. So, I think if we keep this ball rolling, we can make a huge difference. And I think, it would be great if one day in the near future, it was mandatory to have kind of eco-conscious certification on board, or maybe some sort of eco-conscious, eco-awareness certificate, that all crew members had to complete, just like the food hygiene level, that sort of thing. So you sit and you watch videos of the damage the pollution is having in the whales, and and then you have to kind of answer the questions and just gain that awareness before you're actually able to work on board a yacht. I think that would be something that would be quite good.
I love that. That's great. Thank you so much. Like, so many great tips there, and love your passion. And definitely think once this is
Thank you.
100% contagious, and I love talking about this because I just get inspired every single time, and just wanted to thank you so much for being a leader within the industry and putting your heart and soul into making such a difference. So thank you, Lauren.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.